Adaptation of the soul to the physical body by Rodrigo Romo. Normally, a soul entering into the biological structure of a body needs to make an adjustment between the connective mental capacity of the vehicle to be used with the energy gradient of the soul itself. This means that these two energy has to adjust to enter into synchronicity in order to live in harmony. However, that's not the case. That's why many people here are miserable due to lifestyle or whatever, others issues which were given to their hologram before they were born into this world. So the soul has a composition, and so does the body, the physical, and so the soul itself, being, as many people knows by now, that the soul itself is denser, heavier, and it's low in vibration than it has a lighter, subtle energy and composition than the body, physical body, used to experiencing the matrices usually are heavier, as in we all know by now, establishing the kind of neurological and intuitive synapses that are to be inserted into the process incarnational, changing obviously according to the body's neurological structure and intuitive and sensory capabilities that this body possesses. So given the person general composition, general makeup, it's gonna decide it. It's gonna decide what it is, and it's all variant, and it's relative to the kind of attitude and personality that this exact particular being has, according to the body's neurological structure. In general, all biological bodies have connections to the natural plane of the habitat. Each body is constructed, created in order to manifest into a certain habitat, right? Yeah, like the wildlife were made certain habitat, and we, and so on and so forth. And the sensory intuitive capacity for communication beyond the logical and emotional sector. And this way, the soul establishes a proposal of intended, not pretended, because this has been translated, and the translation sometimes it's not accurate. So maybe the right vocabulary would be intended incarnations within this vehicle in order to obtain the experiences that it wishes, but however, which was given to us to go through, want it or not. Just like that song from Evanescence, which says, can wish it all away, can cry all away, and it will never go away unless one's fight for their sovereignty, and which represent the focus of its development. to be able to transfer this information to the I am, and this in turn to the monad. The monad here could be the Ka, then Orion, who knows, and the I am could be the there's still a lot of doubt about who this I am is. Could it be a prime creator? Could it be something else? And everything that has sent forth to live in a body, a 3D body, is actually gathering experiences and also procreate seeds, and those same seeds will be transported or exported to outside, outer world. Okay, so that's why we are sent here to co-create in fact, and to gather information and send all this and be studied as well, because the aliens, most of them are here to study the species that they so much invested into, and they will study the information as because they are social engineer, and they kind of study the beings wherever they invest, whichever planets, whichever system which they created. And turn to the monad. The monad could be the car, the space there in the central sun. As already explained at the beginning of this book. However, when a soul is imprisoned in the biological body due to karmic and dogmatic programs, or when the souls, when full religion, to a certain point we get imprisoned, the soul is then reused again and again and again, and the plan was not to be this way. We were to incarnate rather than reincarnate again and again, and we were to do time wherever we were to send by the managers above, and we were to do times at the specific place assigned to us. We were to do our time and then go back and take a vacation. Do not reincarnate immediately, because this is a abuse, a violation of being rights. Okay, so incarnate is one thing and reincarnate is another thing, and a true many beliefs that we have here, and a true our program, dogmatic program, it will decide whether we have to return or not, depending on your own will. And also in many other variants, not just our will but theirs as well, which are usually repetitive, end up generating the imprisonment of the soul, because the soul is just, it's not what we are actually. This is just a given program, like on a deck board, albeit less denser, more subtle, to experience, to give life to the animated body, the physical part, which is more dense and material. And so there is no more learning, but only suffering within a matrix of control, as is the case on earth with humanity. So consciousness here relates to the origin and vibration of the I am. The I am self could be the prime source, the all, the original energy of everything there is. It's a pattern that cannot be measured or analyzed by the human intellect. Not just in humans, even certain aliens are still trying to figure out and still in the search for this God. Understand? Even aliens, they are still in search of this God, and they are still in the process of finding ways to transverse to go to another multiverses, because there is many infinite number of it, and some of the aliens groups are trying yet to find a way to go through other multiverses, but it's not easy. It's not very easy. Even with their high technologies, they are still not able. They are still backyard in time. In the higher plane of consciousness of the immaterial, we consider that what humans define as love is the equivalent of harmony. It's not just a harmony, it's a feeling of giving, a feeling of give and get and return, love and beloved, and not just about it's not limited to a man or woman, but to anything. I guess that we are whole when we give and take. We exchange affections. Without the emotions, without the attachment, without the affection that the humans use to define love. This concept is very different from what is offered and absurdly sold by the people of spirituality, the people who follow spirituality, who invented the masters and beings of light, which is loving, charitable, kind, effective. All this is part of the manipulation of religions, institutions, and doctrine and dogmas that controls humans' need through false values and holograms of beings that never existed, does not exist. Many of them happens to be cyborg. They call it archons. They're just not totally biologic. They're half machine, half something else. They invented their loving and affectionate Jesus Christ, who died for humanity, but who never existed. Not just Jesus Christ. Why do people love to pick up on Christianity for? There is many religions icon, and they have to pick up on Jesus Christ, the icon of the Christians alone. However, if they are speaking for the Occident, then yeah, he has a right to say that. However, in this planet, it's not just about Jesus Christ. There's so many others in the Eastern beliefs as well. For true guilt, and also the Semite beliefs. For true guilt, to keep the consciousness and feelings of humanity or part of it imprisoned. A harmonious consciousness means being the equivalent of a Zen person, where there are no attachments, fears, guilts, only the emanation of this consciousness without the labels and without holograms. Yeah, he's talking about here becoming a cyborg as well. Labels and without holograms. This is the closest description of a harmonious being. I do not think so. Many people who are Zen doesn't mean that they are perfect. Look at their history, their background full of killing. I don't buy that either. It doesn't matter what religion you follow, what doctrine. What is important is who you are, what you decided to be. In the face of the most adversity or tribulation, you still choose to stand tall. As in most of the extraterrestrial beings and masters of light, balanced beings that emanate love, which is nothing more than harmony, serenity, but not affection as human desires. Social structure of many planets, so no affection, then become what? That's why we are special, because the rest are like cyborgs, machine, no feelings, apathic. It's like narcissist, is it? So no affection, that's why we are special. The social structure of many planets, we know some of us in here, because I do not believe that all humans are equal. Some of them is not really humans, just have a human body, but the soul is some kind of cyborg. The social structure of many planets has established this condition so that they can evolve without wars and with the respect. Peace. And then the formation, the guidelines with which the Federation has sought to establish its line of evolution conduct is all this hypocrisy, because the aliens is one of the force to create wars. They fight within themselves, and the war them who somewhat influenced the people here who are their minions to do wars as well. Okay, so this is a lie. I do not buy this man is lying. I'm here more to become a critic, to criticize and judge what I do not accept. Doesn't make any logical sense to me. It does not mean that they are perfect. Of course they're not perfect. Of course they are not, and neither are we. We are not perfect, and neither are aliens. They are just creatures, just like guys, but have created the balance. It's a lie. This means lying in the social and cultural development of the majority of its representatives, however. Big deal. So of course they have to set the example. And why? Because it was them who created all these metrics here, invested in them, and then kind of erase the consciousness of these species which they invest into and they control. You see? So no big deal. If I am the guardian of a child, or the mother, whatever guardian, I have the rights, or not the right, the duty to take good care of my, what they call my guardians and my subjects. So to me there is nothing great about what I did, because it's my duty. It's my duty to do that anyways. So what's so great about these people who have evolved already billions of years before they created this species in here, the Homo sapiens or sapiens twice, and planted them here and erased their consciousness and make them with less neurons, less consciousness, so as to forget who they are. What's so great about them? In fact, I guess that the person who is going through so many tribulations in this world is the one who come up on heroes and heroines, okay, and not these beings is representative no sense. Therefore, do not consider yourself inferior. Oh, why? I mean not. Hell, I mean not. I do not feel myself inferior. Why? Because I am a part of the great I am. Everything is. Everyone else is. Even those who you call demons make part of the corks as well. So what's the big deal? You are only in a stage still limited by the matrix of control that you have allowed in your life. Not a lie, because many people do not I myself, I don't speak for others, however, I myself do not feel myself responsible for things that I do not remember having agreed to. No, I do not. It's not my fault. Whoever brought me here is at fault, because they sent us here, so it's their fault. It's not my fault. It's not the fault of those who wants to accept. That's not their fault. It's my responsibility to choose what I can be, what I want to be as I grow older. However, it's not my responsibility to be totally responsible for the things that I have done in the past when I knew less. Understand? When I knew less, I didn't know better. And whoever brought me here, I'm not talking about my parents who were just as myself, marionette of the system. So I do not feel myself inferior, and I have not allowed, because I'm not responsible for things that I do not remember having done. Even by self-indulgence, liar, you are lying, lies. I'm just sick of lies. For your life has become easier through technology. What? The technology is nothing new, dude. This technology is very, very old. Even in the time of Atlantis, there were already technology, high technology. People in this time could even, they did not use aeroplane. They use that thing, what they call it, to transport themselves. They use a kind of device to transport themselves. They manipulated molecules to transport through manipulating their higher self, something like that, and then they will bend the gravity and the magnetic field, something like that. Just like taking a straw and then you will bend, you compact it, then you are able to travel. And after that, after the fall of Atlantis, which were already programmed in a way, all planned, they decided to create yet another world with backwardness. See. So living your complacent with situations and information that were previously considered immoral and even impossible to do. Oh, don't tell me. So only you guys can use. Is it how hypocrite? They use technology, high one by the way, and now they are telling us that it's immoral and impossible to do. How convenient of them. It is now something common and accepted naturally, even if it is wrong. It has become natural within your troubled and decayed modern society. Yeah, all these things. Why? Because you allow, you who are also in power, you are afraid to fight the bad guys. Perhaps you have done but not succeeded. And what they are talking here also is about the decay of morality, the inversion of values, moral system, where are wrong now is considered right. What's wrong now is considered right. What's right now is wrong. And sometimes the violence become the victims, and the victims themselves become the perpetrator, the violence. Everything now is distorted. Now why don't they do something about it, since they have more power than us? Or have they done and not succeeded? Because not easy, because of the bipolarity and the free will of the multiverse. So it's up to us also not to try, not to try, but to just feel themselves, ourselves as victim, and instead fight for our rights, and be a co-player in the events of things, of unfolds, rather than be the cause of it. Just try to experience things, do your best, but not become the cause of it. Just don't feel like a victim, but co-player, however co-player, which when we fight, we sometimes win. If we lose, at least we have it tried, but then not have it tried at all. The three souls are interconnected through the planets that have similar frequency, as is the case of Earth and the others in quarantine. There's many other planets in quarantine. I speak that in other videos as well. Just like other planets linked to the still troubled sections of neutral zone. So there's a zone, a neutral zone on the central sun, which is a total cabaret, a total mess, and it's not just Earth, it's other planets and other systems of galaxies as well, and the other sectors that have been reeling from revenge since the war. So above, these people are just kind of very distorted. Above, they say they are better, they are this and that, and the humans are backward, the humans are immoral, and then suddenly, out of the blue, they talk about their own war, their own revenge, and their own disunity among themselves, and misunderstanding about themselves, among themselves. The umbrellas have portal as a cosmic net that feeds these words of negativated souls. But this is a very delicate factor to be approached. This is a very delicate thing, very delicate issue to be solved. For not only people who have been exiled, but undercover agents are trapped in the web of dense consciousness. Just as clones and other life forms survive within the neural network of the threshold that generates negative neural control pulses. So this is a hell, a mess, both on Earth and on the other worlds. So there's a quadrant where we are in, where all the mess is there, all the troubled souls, no negative energy people and beings are put in that basket. As I ever talked about in other videos, terrestrial humanity has a connection to this threshold through open TV programming and other popular programs that downgrade societies connective index and control it through subliminal messages and programs, activating nanotechnology embedded in food, in the cell phone, the smartphone as well. Not just food, but cell phone, even in fabric softener and detergent as well. Nowadays they are inserting nano devices in it, because it's a powder, very tiny, minuscule substance C. Much has already been commented on by our representative Rodrigo Romo in numerous courses. It's not this man who are telling all this narrating. He's kind of canalizing aliens. Okay. So I believe that this could be a reptilian, and the one that's not very negative, of course. However, when you lower or even cut off access to the umbral planetary radiation networks, the ley line, the effects of this nanotechnology are significantly diminished and ineffective against the body's natural immune system. But it's all about choices and inner changes. The older stellar societies committed to the duality in a similar way to the terrestrial or end up learning or succumbed within this game of power and dominion. The old stellar society committed to the duality in similar way to the terrestrial is talking about them in the past who is eyes in the present. We end up learning or succumbed with this game of power and dominion. Yeah. Since the quarks invented this demon, these dragons, is all that we have nowadays. To a great extent, they are currently dependent on technology to be able to survive within the automation they have developed. And it tells much about certain country, doesn't it? Where it's all automated. The E technology, the E society. Oh, we are a smart society. Look at me. I'm so rich. I'm so advised. I'm so great. Only that we are not. Only that we are being used. The societies are cyborgs. To a great extent, the current dependent technology, nowadays everything now is that nonsense of rubbish, e-commerce, bureaucracy, e-buy, e-shopping, everything, even e-sex nowadays have is porno, everything is e. To be able to survive within the automation they have developed, just as the earthly humanity is gradually becoming. Yep, especially in the Oriental society, Japan be number one. Another adjacent country, North Asia. After that come the Nordic societies. Members of the Shantara and Samsara order, it has something to do with Hindus or Vedas. Doctrines or are inserted in the sleepy schedule and are gradually activated to support all the planets in the greater duality field that will pass through the potential quantum leap. This quantum leap is the nonsense, the rubbish that they are planning to turning gradually people to cyborg. And the new people that have been born here, I believe that half organic, half cyborg, and they have to adjust their diet as well. That the entire galaxy of you will have the experience. so that new structures are inserted. So this reptilian who are canalizing this man here, communicating with this man, are already preparing people for what to come. This 5G rubbish, and this is a reptilian because I can feel it, and they are just to pave the way for what to come, which many people already knows and way. As already mentioned, the 7 samurai. What 7 samurai? They all have something to do with Asian, either Vedas or samurai or whatever. Deployed large contingents of missionaries through these 2 orders to work on more committed words, and through how the critical. Those are here talking other controllers as well. These 2 orders to work on more committed words, and through how the critical sectors of neutral zone, precisely to ensure and leverage the processes of the galactic quantum leap and its consequences in the course of the whole process of the timeline. They are trying to bring back this timeline is not new, just to result here to a lot that this new timeline coming is nothing new. It's something revisited, something of the past, okay, already existent in Atlantis, which were that part between Americas and Europe. It's in Iceland over there. It's high in technology, and they are trying to bring it back now. However, what I feel is that this is just a timeline, okay? Is a layer. I can explain this, just a layer. Just imagine a pyramid, and in this pyramid there's many several layers, and based on your vibration and your type of knowledge, especially so, it will determine where you go. There will be many reality and possibilities existent in the same pyramid. So we have to create it now while you are still here. Don't allow it. Don't leave it for next life or when you leave this body. Whoever wants to wake up have to prepare themselves now. But however, for the cyborgs, if you want androids, if you want to stay in this society, if you like it, then stay. You don't have to work out anything else, because you're already there. You see, because this is earth. The Greys, the reptilians are trying to turn this earth into a cyborg world. The main timeline will be cyborg. You see, so however, there will be very many layers, and you're gonna choose which layer you want to be. However, there is many words. When you leave this body, you are through all this, you are done with all this. You can choose to go to a planet where is once Earth on the past, or you could choose a planet where is Earth in the present, starting from this century now. Or you can choose a timeline that's in the future. It will be the future for artists, which is coming and is starting to appear right now. Okay, so I don't know, for each their own, they choose. However, many people prefer the organic life, the nature without all the negative things there, of course. A nature where everything is based on organic matters and more natural, just like the tribal people. and many will prefer a world which is based on varieties, diversities, where the new and the old coexist. Understand? And that's it. Earth is going to hell.